Good evening, Jeremy Fernandez with ABC News. The full horror of how a Sydney man could murder his two teenage children is becoming clearer tonight. Police have revealed John Edwards bought two guns and shot his 13-year-old daughter and 15-year-old son in a premeditated attack. The children were at the centre of a prolonged and bitter custody battle. Here's police reporter Mark Reddie.
Before dawn, police surrounded the house in Normanhurst, where they believed the still armed father was holed up.
The police and your house is surrounded. You need to walk to the front door with your hands in the air.
Terrified neighbours woke to the blare of police loudspeakers and spotlights shining in their gardens.
We heard police saying words like, please come out of the house and have your hands above your head.
Unbeknown to officers, the man was already dead from a gunshot wound, the final act in what police say was a premeditated attack.
This was a planned activity on the part of the 68-year-old male, and we are of the belief that shortly thereafter he's attended the address at Normanhurst and taken his own life.
His 15-year-old son and 13-year-old daughter were home alone after school at the house in West Pennant Hills, where they lived with their mother. Their father, 68-year-old John Edwards, arrived at the house armed with two handguns. Several shots were heard by neighbours who alerted police.
We were at home and my son was watching a movie and we thought the sounds were coming from the movie. I all of a sudden was receiving text messages, phone calls from people saying, do you know what happened? Are you okay?
The bodies of the two teenagers were found in their rooms. Their mother arrived home from work shortly after.
A 36-year-old woman attended the scene suffering from significant shock, and I can't even imagine the stress and the heartache that she's going through.
She'd been in a long custody dispute with her former partner, who worked as a financial planner.
The details about the nature of the relationship, particularly in recent times, and the level of access that the 68-year-old had to his children, is subject of investigation.
Police say there were no AVOs in place, but the man was known to them. Police say two handguns were found in the same house as the man's body. They were bought and registered earlier this year, evidence of what they say was a premeditated attack. Support was provided for friends and teachers. Their schools expressed sympathy to the family. This afternoon, the father's body was removed from the house as police investigate what led him to commit such a terrible act of family violence.
And Mark Reddie is live in West Pennant Hills for us tonight. Mark, there are now serious questions about how John Edwards was able to buy his weapons.
Jeremy, family members have told the ABC that John Edwards had a history of violent behaviour over the past 20 years. Police say the 68-year-old was known to them, but despite all this, he still managed to purchase and register the two handguns he used to kill his two children in March this year. Gun control experts have raised questions about why he was able to do so at a time when he was locked in a very bitter custody battle.
Mark, what else is known about John Edwards?
John Edwards retired as a financial advisor 2 years ago, but was heavily involved in the community. Online, he boasted about volunteering for the Rural Fire Service and participating in charity work. He also spent time volunteering for his son's AFL club, but in reality, he was a deeply troubled man who claimed the lives of two very innocent children. Tonight, friends and residents have laid floral tributes and lit candles in memory of Jack and Jennifer. One card reads, "Please know you are in our thoughts and prayers at this unconceivably sad time." Words are inadequate. Jeremy?
Mark Reddie in West Pennant Hills, thank you.